friends, it's Tracey from Tea Time with Tracey and Friends, and it's time to do another TBR. I'm going to try to make this quicker than the last time. If you want to find out how I do this game, check out last month's. I'll put it up in the cards. The beginning of March was the first time I used it, but I did get this game from Becca's Books and Bujo, and it's called Deck of TBR. So I'm going to pick my April readings, books, and basically here are some challenges if I get an ace, king, queen, and jack. These are like kind of prompt things, and over here it's beefcake is what I have for now because I'm taking part in the beefcake challenge this year, which means reading big books. I think I picked 10, I forget. Anyway, so if I get the joker out of here, I have to do a beefcake book, which I want to do anyways, but they're just bigger books. I still haven't got a joker for this deck of cards, so I just have a card from another deck of cards that looks different. So if I end up getting that, let me find it so you can see. So, see, this looks different than that. So I'm going to pick 13 books. Okay, I gotta figure it out. So I'm going to be doing 8 draws, and then I'm gonna pick 5 audiobooks. So that's what I'm gonna do. On this paper, I keep track of what I draw, because if I get 2 or 3 of the same suit, or draw the same card twice, I don't know. I just do another one. I forget what her rules are, but I'll figure it out as I go. So I'm going to shuffle this deck up. I can't, unless I move the phone all the time to show you my shuffling. I'm not going to do it. So let's just shuffle these up. This morning I sent my youngest off on the bus. I'm waiting for my teenagers to come down, and then they'll catch the bus. I just thought I'd do this in between time. I'm not a professional shuffler. I'm not looking. 8 of spades. So 8 spades, coming of age story. Okay, all right. Okay, coming of age story. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me go see what I can find. Okay, a coming of age story. The End Games by Michael Martin. This is his debut novel. I bought this secondhand from a library. Discard. I just read the synopsis. Well, 17-year-old Michael and his 5-year-old brother Patrick have been battling monsters in the game for weeks. In the rural mountains of West Virginia, armed with only their rifle and their love for each other, the brothers follow instructions from a mysterious game master. They spend their days searching for survivors, their nights fighting endless hordes of bellows, creatures that roam the dark, roaring for flesh. And at this game, Michael and Patrick are very good. But the game is changing. The bellows are evolving. The game master is leading Michael and Patrick to other survivors who don't play by the rules. And the brothers will never be the same. T.J. Michael Martin's debut novel is a transcendent thriller filled with electrifying action, searing emotion, insight, and unexpected romance. I believe that's a coming-of-age story. It's following 2 young people dealing with something traumatic, maybe. And yeah, I'm going to try this one. So that's my first book. So I'm putting coming of age back into this bag, and these are other prompts that I'll pick one out of there blindly and replace it. So this is going back in. Dog in a story, or dog in story. I love dogs. All right, so I'm putting this back in the deck, and we're going to shuffle again. And I wrote down that I got 8 of spades. So I can keep track. Last month was kind of a working out the kinks. I'm still working out the kinks, but you know how it is. All right. All right. 9 of hearts. 9 of hearts. Reverse harem. Okay. A reverse harem. All right. Okay. I'll go find that. All right. I had a couple to pick from, but I'm going to pick Allura. It's kind of a chunky one. I think this was one of those books that are online. I don't know. I never got into them when I was younger. Anyways, this was made into a book. It says, saved from the streets as a child, Allura spent her adolescent years in the care of 7 vampires. As time goes by and she enters adulthood, emotions evolve into something unexpected. Pure love turns into burning lust. Friendships are challenged. Humanity is put to the ultimate test, and loyalty is earned. Filled with passion and desire, this coming-of-age novel, I could have used this too, follows the story of a selfless human with soiled innocence and the vampires who will do anything to keep her safe. I remember reading reviews with this. Some of it's very inappropriate, I think. But this is Allura by Beanie Harper. I forget what those books are online. I don't know. But that's my second book. And it's a long one. 671 pages. But if I like it and it grips me, I can breeze through it. So there's my reverse harem. Okay, I'm putting reverse harem back into this bag. Oh, 9 of hearts. That wasn't supposed to be. There. Nonfiction. All right, I have some of those in Audible. And then I'm putting the 9 back in the deck. The other day I was reorganizing my shelf. I'm taking part in the Beefcake Challenge, a spring TBR, and the 25 and 25. So I'm trying to put all of those books on one specific shelf. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on accomplishing first. Those are the books that I look through first to see if there's any that fit these prompts. So we can try to get those done. All right. Oh, an ace. Play your TBR. It's How to Train Your Gavins, aka Gavin Reads It All is what he's called now. I picked 2 books. One I don't really want to read or not read as much, and then one I really want to read. And well, I'll show you. All right, so this is the shelf of all of the books that I want to prioritize. Ta-da! So what we do is pick a book that I want to read. This is the 3rd book in the Consequences trilogy. I read book 1 and I read book 2. This book 1 I think I read in January or February. Book 2 I read in March. And this is book 3 that would wrap up that series. I would like to read that. This book, 0, by Chuck Wendig. I read the Book of Accidents by him last year, I think, or the year before. Anyways, I think this is about computer hackers and things like that. This was on one of my TBRs, I think, last year, and I never got a chance to read it. I want to read it, but it's not like, ooh, I'm dying to read it. So, there. Can you see? You can. All right. So, let's shuffle these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, we flip one aces are low. So that's 1. So I need to decide whether one's higher or lower. Obviously it's going to be higher because aces are low. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to say higher because 4. Okay. I'm going to say higher. Jack. Ooh, that's tricky because it could be another face card. I'm going to say that it's lower, but it's right on the cusp. I don't know. Let's see. Fingers crossed. And if I get this right, I get to read the book that I want to read. And if I get it wrong, I have to read zeros. Okay. I won it. Last time I did this in my March TBR and I lost. But I won it this time. So this is going to be my next read. Convicted. The first one's Consequences. The second one is Truth. And the third one is Convicted. It's kind of like I can't really tell you what this one is about. Oh, I don't know. But the first book is when a man takes a shine to a lady that works at a strip bar. He's a billionaire or millionaire. He kind of ends up tricking her and then abducts her and makes her marry him, and is very abusive, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff ensues. And I'm done book 2. I still don't think he's redeemed himself. I don't know how you can redeem yourself from that, but I'm interested in seeing how this all wraps up. So that's book 3. All right. So I don't have to put anything back in the bag because it was one of the challenges. So I should write down ace 1. Okay. Shuffle this up again. I ended up making a few spin wheels. I'm going to try to incorporate into this game. I can't really right now. But I made like a beefcake spin wheel, 2025 and 2025, 25 and 2025. I made a Kindle spin wheel. So if I have a Kindle thing on there, it's not on there now, but if I get it, I can spin the wheel and pick a book. So things like that. All right. A queen. Boris's pick. This is his first time. Oh, this is exciting. Exciting. So queen, Boris's pick. Ooh, I'm excited. All right, I picked 3 books. I know some people pick books that they don't want to read and read. This is my game. These are the books I'm trying to prioritize off that shelf. So this is book 2 in the Passage series. I read book 1 this month. It's called The Passage. This is book 2, and it's just working my way through a series. This is book 2 in the Mayfair Witches series. I read The Witching Hour, I think, back in February. And this is book 2. And then I read Haunting Adeline this month. This is book 2, and that would wrap up that. So those are the books I'm going to put treats on for Boris. Okay, I'm going to take Boris out of this room. I'll come and put treats on it, and then I'll let him back in here, and we'll see what he picks. Okay, he's out in the kitchen, so I'm putting one there, and one there. I just cut one treat up into 3, so I'll go let him out. Pick one. I don't have it in my hand. You gotta go find it. Oh, I guess I'm reading the 12. Well, you might as well get the other ones. Those that are wondering, Boris is a standard poodle. There you go, bud. So that's my next read. I'm excited about this because it's a dystopian vampire series, and it's very interesting. Good job, bud. Boris is extremely food motivated. I knew that would be no problem whatsoever. Okay. I will put this back into the deck. So that's 4. That was fun. That was the first time, so. He likes to be involved in everything. And yeah, I'm glad. Any of those books would have been fine. I was kind of hoping more for Lasher, honestly, but I'm glad the 12. Number 1 would be Lasher, this would be 2, and Hunting Adeline would have been 3, but I wanted to read all of them anyway, so. Oh, that one didn't work. All right. A 7 of clubs. 7, Nobel Prize author. Oh, God. I know I have books, but I can't think of any right now. I gotta look. Jeepers. All right, I had a few options. It doesn't say Nobel Prize book, but author. I just put in my chat GPT thing, who are some popular Nobel Prize authors, and a bunch came up. I said, who are some horror Nobel Prize authors? Stephen King is one, Clive Barker's one, Laird Barron. I do have The Croning by him. I could have picked that. I didn't. There's Shirley Jackson, Ramsey something. Anyways, I picked, this is going to be a reread for me, Clive Barker, The Great and Secret Show. I read this a few years ago. Book 2 to this series, this is the Book of Art series. There's only 2 books in it. A 3rd book was supposed to come out, but it's been over 25 years and Clive Barker has never put it out. But I have Everville on, I think, my spring TBR, one of my TBRs. Beefcake maybe? I don't know. But it's been so long and these books are so dense. So many characters, so many scenarios, so many, it's fantasy horror, pretty much what it is. It's dark, it's funny, it's outrageous, it's cosmic. Sometimes it's really gross and splatterpunky. I can't really explain what his books are about, but I read this so long ago, I don't really remember the details of the story. So before I can read Everville, if that ever comes up, I need to reread this. And yeah, it's a big book, but I really like Clive Barker, or the books that I've read of his. And that's going to be my next book. And I could have picked The Outsiders by Stephen King, because that's on my 25 and 2025. But I want to be able to remember this story before I go on to book 2. So I picked that. So I'm putting this back in. Makes you cry. All right, all right. I did buy 1 subscription box. I did a video about it, but when I got it, I didn't open it for over a year. I'm putting this back in the deck. And it's the Sad Girl book box. I got it off of the group on Facebook. Anyways, it was expensive. It was expensive because I think it was from the States. And anyways, came with a t-shirt and candle and a bunch of things. Anyways, those books are supposed to be sad books that make you cry. And they're still wrapped up, like they have the plastic wrapping on them. They're wrapped up upstairs on one of my shelves. So I would just pick one of those. But, yeah. Anyways, one more. Okay. 9 of clubs. Did I get that yet? No, I didn't. 9. No. Survival. Okay. All right. A survival. This could be romance, you know, like in the woods romance. It could be a dystopian. It could be, I don't know, a horror that you're trying to survive somehow. There goes my furnace. Anyways, I'll pick something and I'll be right back. All right, I'm trying to get my slow arse children downstairs to catch the bus. I had a few options to pick, but I picked my first Joe Hill book, The Fireman. This is about, I just read the inside, it's about a nurse and her husband. There's some sort of plague that's going over the world now, or wherever they live, and people are getting these gold and black tattoos on their body, like they just show up. Eventually they burst into flame and combust. She made a pact with her husband, if any of them get this contagion, to, you know, help them off themselves. Anyways, she's a nurse that works at a hospital and worked there until the hospital burnt down. One day, one of these tattoos are starting to show up on her body, and turns out she still wants to live, and her husband is distraught and becomes a bit unhinged because they had a pact. She wants to live because she's pregnant, and she worked in the hospital, and she's seen, you know, women who were infected deliver healthy babies, and she wanted to at least live until she can deliver this baby. And her husband ends up leaving her because, you know, this isn't what we agreed to and stuff like that. And he's scared that he's going to get the disease now because she's in close proximity. Anyways, she ends up having to leave where she's at because it's getting out of control. And she's trying to survive, hence survival. Oh, here comes someone, just a second. Hence the survivor. But while she's trying to survive, there's this man only known as the fireman walking around the city. He has a whole fire suit on, so you don't really see him. And he's going after the people that are not good or something. I'm not sure. So I would say the woman in this book is trying to survive, and it's survival. And this will be my very first Joe Hill book, so I'm excited about that. I could have picked The Cell by Stephen King, because that's on that shelf. I could have picked A Gift Upon the Shore. That's kind of a dystopian, like, world after the collapse. But this is right in the midst, and you have to survive. You don't have to adapt, you have to survive, and that's why I picked this one. So I need to step away for a second because my kids are about to go out on the bus. They just came in. Perfect. They're all off. So I'm putting survival back in this bag. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 more. Mafia. Okay. Boris is right here. I'm putting this 9 of clubs back into the deck. I don't have anything to eat here, Boris. I know you're hoping that I get your pick again. There's a whole bunch of birds outside singing us songs. It's lovely. Okay. A king. Draw 2 from my physical TBR mushroom. God. I wanted to make a new thing for that. I don't really like that. I was going to try to make a prompt for one of the spin wheels or something. But I got to get my big mushroom and pick. Let me just put king. If I get one more 9, I'm going to have to pick another one. Let me go get my mushroom. Okay. My priority this year is to read the majority of my physical, like that shelf downstairs. I have like 100 books there. I want to read that entire shelf. So this is all, it's like 100 books. They're not prompts, they're actual books. I have a mushroom teapot like this, which is audiobooks, and then a little mushroom that is my 2025. So here, they're just names of books that are on that shelf. Now I've read some, so if I pull one out that I've read, I'll just pull another one. All right. You see. Laura Lee, the Breed series. Okay, this is a series that I've been working on last year, and 20 some books in this series. I'll have to look at what book I am on. I have the whole series, I think. I just need to look at what book I'm on, and I'll be right back. All right, I am up to book 27, and there's 33 books in the series. So the next one I read is Stignan's Honor. This is a genetically altered people, like with animals. shifters, romance kind of. There's spicy spice in these kind of things, but this one is about Stignins, and he's on a mission to find one of the breeds. This is called the Breed series, and one of the breeds that escaped when she was 13, and they're on the hunt for her, like to save her, but she had run away or escaped the genetic scientists when she was 13. He's on a mission to go and find her and bring her back to a safe haven. And there's a lady named Lisa, who's an assistant to the director. It's hard to explain this because it's like one giant thing. Is helping him try to find Honor, is what her name is. So there's kind of a connection between Stignin and Lisa, but I'm assuming when he sees Honor, they're fated mates, maybe, something like that. So anyways, that one. Okay, I gotta pick one more. Well, that switches up a bit of the genre. Okay. Yeah. Leona Page, Teague's Breeder. That's one of my physical books, so let me get that one. Okay. Look at those abs, baby. I don't really know what this is about. I'm assuming it's shifter. Mina is poor, dirt poor. It's not the end of the world, but sometimes it feels that way, especially as she struggles to raise her younger brother and sister while trying to keep her mom out of jail. Maybe she would have been fine, but then her mate Blue rejected her. Now all she can do is keep her head above water while life sweeps her further and further downstream. Her alpha... All right, I'm not going to read it all because I don't want to know, but it must be some sort of a shifter rejected mate series or book. I think this is the first Leona Page. I do have another book, I think, on my shelf by her. I don't know what it's about, so I want to go. It's not very long. Well, 342 pages. So there. All right, I picked 2 out of that jar. I keep the slips out so I don't end up putting them back in. Okay, I'm going to put this back in, and now we do one more. My books are blocking that light. Is that a little better? All right, well, that's more than I thought I was going to do physically, but I can do it. It's getting off my shelf, which I'm excited. So far, I think I have read 49 books this year. So that's pretty good. My goal is 150. I'm not going to be upset if I don't make that. It's fine. But... all right. Oh, a king again. Are you serious? Draw 2 more physical books. Well, well, well. I'm not going to read all these books this month, you guys. There's no way. Or I say that. I need to change that. That's a bit much. So I got 2 of those. If I got another one, you know, I would have to pick another book. Gosh darn it. And I still need to pick 5 audiobooks. This is going longer than I thought. Audiobook. Oh, thank God. That's, so I'll pick 6 audiobooks. Audiobooks I can do really easy. I will save this, and I'll see if I can pick it in this video. If not, I'll let you know eventually. I don't know why that's in there, but it's in there. I think there's a couple of rereads and a couple of audiobooks just to switch it up. All right. Oh, this one's wrapped around my thumb. E.K. Blair, The Black Lotus series. I have a bind up. It's a trilogy. Let me get that book. I would just read the first book in that series. Let me get it. Okay, I got it. So I have the bind up. I have no idea what this is about at all, but I just blocked off the first book. So that would be, do they not have page numbers? Oh, that's after the acknowledgements, but 271 pages. That's not too bad. They say when you take revenge against another, you lose part of your innocence. But I'm not innocent. I haven't been for a very long time. My innocence was stolen from me. Taken was the life I was supposed to have, the soul I was born with, the ruby heart embedded in the life full of hopes and dreams. Gone, vanished. I never even had a choice. I mourn that life, mourn the what ifs until now. I'm ready to take back what was always meant to be mine. But every plan has a fatal flaw. Sometimes it's the heart. No idea. None. So, there. That's my physical books. Well, one of them I'll have to pick an audiobook. Maybe I'll just pick it out of that jar. That's what I'll do. So I don't really have a choice. I will get my audio teapot, and we will end up picking 6 books, not 5. All right. Right here. Isn't that pretty? So, again, this has a whole bunch of different book titles, audiobooks. I might pick one out, and I don't even know what it is, but I have my computer here. I can look it up. Let's see. Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. I read a book by her this month. It's a first in a trilogy, Grip. It was all right. This is a different trilogy, I'm assuming. I think it's a basketball sports romance, I think. Yeah. From award-winning author Kennedy Ryan comes a soul-gripping, unforgettable first installment of the Hoops trilogy. Iris Dupree meets August West in a sports bar during her last semester of college. It's the conversation of a lifetime and sends sparks flying in every direction. The connection is undeniable, but the timing is all wrong. August is poised for an NBA draft, and Iris belongs to another man, basketball golden boy and August's longtime rival. The two go their separate ways, but they often recall that electric night and what could have been. While August is embarked on his all-star life, studded with wealth and fame, Iris' perfect public relationship has become a nightmare behind closed doors, a tarnished dream of a fool's gold. When August re-enters her life, the world seems briefly bright again, but Iris's darkest night are not over yet. To survive, she must build her own strength and trust that her bond with August can endure after all this, even when her fraudulent prince has vowed never to let her go. So, basketball, whatever. We'll see. All right, let's do the next one. God of Malice, Rena Kent. Now, I have that. I have a few of those books in the series on Audible. I don't know if that's the first one. So if it's not the first one, I will listen to the first one. Let me check my library. All right, it is the first one. From USA Today's best-selling author Rena Kent comes the first dark and steamy college romance featuring elite criminal families and morally gray heroes. Killian Carson is unfeeling, cold-blooded, monstrous, and has developed an obsession with Glendon. This might be both of their undoing. This must be MM, maybe? Killian Carson is a predator wrapped in a sophisticated charm. He's cold-blooded, manipulative, and vicious. Though his charisma and intelligence fool everyone, Glendon sees right through him. Oh, she sees. It's not. Glendon is a girl. She sees the psychopath within, and though her brain tells her to run, there's a secret part of her that knows that monsters will only chase her, and she may want to be caught. Glendon King has never felt like anyone's favorite. Her mother and brother are artistic talents in the family, and she knows she will never live up to anyone's expectations. But Killian? He has no expectations except that she is now his. It doesn't matter that they are school rivals. Their possessive, all-consuming desire may be able to drown out everything else. But can two people with broken souls truly repair the broken part of each other's psyche? Can their dark and sinful desire overcome their history? When it turns out that those paths are more disturbingly intertwined than they thought, they may come out stronger, or it may be their unraveling. All right, we'll do that. That's book 2. 4 more to go. This is going to be a long video. I am sorry, but it's chaotic. And I watch TBR videos, and some months they're really chaotic for people, and some months they're not. This has gotten out of control. The Homewrecker by Sarah Kate. I just bought this not long ago. I've never read Sarah Kate. I know she has the... Is that the Salacious Players Club, people? I don't know. This is part of the Good Brothers series. I have been faithful long enough. I've never claimed to be a good man, but I've always done what was expected of me. Find a nice girl, get married, have children. That was my duty as a good Christian man. And everything was going as planned when I met Briar. Beautiful, charismatic, sexy, but marriage is hard, and after 7 years I feel like I'm falling. Then a figure from my past enters the picture. Dean Sheridan is cocky and charming. When this 26-year-old needs a place to stay, I should turn him away, especially after I notice the spark between him and my wife. But I don't. When I pressure him about his relationship with Briar, he does the last thing I expect. He dares me. He thinks he can take what's mine. And if it's a challenge he wants, it's a challenge he'll get. What started as a game becomes much more. Between us. This isn't how normal couples behave. The game we're playing is dangerous, and the role we're playing is far more. But God help me, I can't stop. What we're doing is wrong, and it feels so right. And before long, I don't recognize the good husband I used to be. Okay. All right. Well, that'll be my first Sarah Kate. So, that's 3. Lord Love a Duck. We can. Or when we. Casey Mills. When we. Casey Mills. Okay. There's not really a synopsis. Not much. Publicist. NBA player. Career-ending injury. Family secrets. Undeniable attraction. She could have every piece of my soul, even the ones that are broken and unsure, because I knew she would never mishandle any part of me. Law and Zori. That's it. So another basketball sports romance. All right. Okay. We can do that. How many was that? That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. So 2 more. All right. We'll do this. Mile High by Liz Tomford. Boy, I'm getting some popular books. Like, it's not really what I'm feeling right now, but when they come on sale, I can't resist buying them because maybe someday I will want to read them. I think this is a hockey romance series, and I think this is the first book. And I have, I think, almost the whole series in Audible because they go on sale. And I grabbed them. All right, Chicago hockey isn't complete without me. Everyone's favorite player to hate. I know my role. I play it well. In fact, I thoroughly enjoy spending the majority of my game in the penalty box before leaving the arena with a new girl on my arm each night. What I don't like is the new flight attendant on our team's private plane. She works for me, not the other way around, but I'll be sure to remind her of that, and I can guarantee by the end of the season she'll be begging to quit her job. But every road trip blurs the lines, and I can't quite figure out if I keep pushing the flight attendant call button in order to push her buttons, or is it more than that? Stevie. I've been a flight attendant for years. I thought I'd seen it all, but when my new job lands me on board working with the most egotistical and self-righteous diva in the NHL, I start to second-guess everything, including the promise I made to myself of never hooking up with an athlete again, no matter how annoyingly tempting he may be. Even Xander's is unfiltered, unapologetic, and too attractive for his own good. He loves his image, but I hate everything about it. Everything but him. Ooh. Yeah, okay. All right. One more. All right. Set upside down. The Wolf Hotel series. K.A. Tucker. I think there's 4 or 5 books in the series. I would be reading the first book. Yeah, there's 6 books in the series. I ran from home to escape a heartbreak, only to deliver myself into the hands of a wolf. Henry Wolf, that is. Heir to the luxury hotel chain, infamous playboy, arrogant bastard, and my new boss. Why he wants me, Abby Mitchell, a girl who lacks experience on every front that would matter to him. As his personal assistant, I can't fathom, especially when I keep screwing up in the most spectacular ways. Did I mention he's a bastard? A beautiful, moody one who's quick to demand, slow to apologize, and toying with me at every chance he gets, testing me, messing with my head in ways that make my body crave him. He knows it, and he doesn't hide the fact that he enjoys doing it. He says he doesn't want me for more than my mediocre computer skills and color-coding flair. He says he's not willing to risk losing his empire for a tangle in the sheets with the help. But I'm beginning to think that's a big, dirty lie. So I think all 6 books follow the same people. So that's my audiobooks. That was 6, right? All right, well, a quick recap, because this is going on for far too long. So the first book in the Black Lotus series by E.K. Blair. Teague's Breeder by Leona Page. Stigman's Honor by Laura Lee. Ugh. The Fireman by Joe Hill. The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker. The 12, Book 2 in the Passage series by Justin Cronin. Convicted, Book 3 in the Consequences trilogy by Aletha Romig. Elora by Beanie Harper, reverse harem book. And The End Games by Michael Martin, a coming-of-age story. And then those sports romances and boss-employee romance. So that's my TBR for April. My word, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14 books. And some of these are big books, so I probably won't read them all. but I'm going to have a good time trying. So with that, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love you. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, okay, guys, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning, and I will see you next time. Bye. Boink.